All right.
All
Welcome
alrighty.
to episode 2 of Seeking Expression podcast.
What's up, guys?
Hello, hello.
Yo. We finally got a name, courtesy of
Yeah,
Tats and his vision. And surprisingly, bro, I was super surprised. There's no podcast that's called Seeking Expression.
yeah. I don't
And
know.
I
I
figured there
feel
might
like
be.
it's
That's
yeah,
that's a bit
exactly.
weird.
Yeah.
I don't. It sounds like a something like a I don't know, like a very good fucking title, like the
Yeah.
best. Yeah,
No,
it's
for
weird.
real,
It's
for
weird
real.
that it was available. Yeah,
No, I know. Fuck yeah, man. That's what happens, bro. You're the visionary of this shit. But yeah, this is the homie Path. And would you like to introduce yourself? Who are you? Why
Yes,
the
sir.
fuck are you
Yes, sir.
here? Like, why are you wearing that hat?
Why am I
How do
here?
you how do you know me? Like, how do you know
How,
us?
all right. My name is Preslav. As many people know me as Pafu Oompa Loompa. Shout out to the homies. I'm 20. I'm not studying right now. I'm doing some programming stuff. How I know these homies right here, Tony. I know from high school. We've known each other since what, like 5 years now, 6 years, ninth grade. We spent like a year in uni together as well.
Facts.
Tats over here, I know him from like literally when the fucking video started.
5 minutes
but
ago.
he, but he's a homie as well, man. He's a homie. He's a homie of the homies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
It's a big
But
family.
why I'm here, man, I'm just here to like have a meaningful conversation with these guys
Fire.
and just uh, share my experiences and my challenges that some I have conquered, some I haven't yet. But it's a long process, you know. Life is a whole
Facts.
fucking process. You just have
Facts.
to go through all of that motherfucking things, and that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it.
Fire. Fire, man. Fire. And yeah, and the way me and Path like found each other was actually in Brussels, away from home. We both, I mean, all three of us, I think, I don't know if we mentioned it last podcast, but all three of us were part of the European school system, which is just like a hub of international schools across Europe. Um, and yeah, me and Tats met in Italy. Then I moved to Brussels where I met Paf. And yeah, I mean, it's a crazy experience. Even just that is just has given us such a different perspective from most kids. Um, and it was really cool. Honestly, in Brussels, like I met so many Bulgarians, and I don't know, man. It's a different sort of connection. And of course, me and Paf would hit some doobies every once in a while, go to a few parties, skate fast, eat ass,
Hit the
uh,
gym, hit the gym.
hit the gym. Yo, yeah, real talk, real
that
talk.
was that
That was the
was that was the
OG,
that was the OG, man. Hitting the gym. That's when we became friends. Like,
dude. That's like where all the meaningful conversation. Even back then, we were both like dealing with shit, and I feel like
oh
the
yeah, dude.
the
I was
gym, like
overweight as fuck.
man, you man, this guy had the craziest transformation. Like in like 6 months, this dude completely changed his whole structure and like I don't know, man. Even the way you talked and you spoke when you came back from BG, because he did like a semester back in Bulgaria, and he came back, and this dude was just like a whole nother person. It was crazy.
It was hella
That's what
crazy,
we want
man.
to
But
see.
yeah, but that first year in Brussels, that depression hit really hard, like really hard. You don't remember S4, you weren't there, but
Yeah,
S4,
exactly.
I just didn't go to school, man. I probably went to school for the whole year. Probably had like 5 6 months of school. Honestly, I was over like 90, 95 to 98 kilos, playing games, bro, smoking doobies all day, not doing shit, jack shit.
Damn.
And that depression hit really hard, man. That being asocial, being in your own bubble, I mean, that's not an issue. That sometimes helps, but if you overdo it, man, just stuff come back.
Yeah, dude, that's
And
some
it
shit
just
I
hits you
forget.
differently.
I forget that you had that moment. Like, do you think it was just because you were so far away from like your friends, your family, like
Oh yeah,
everything you knew, or like why?
this the social culture was like the cultural shock was like just I, like overwhelming, really overwhelming. I just couldn't handle it, you know. And
Mm-hmm.
the fact that I didn't bond with people the first year because me coming from Bulgaria, it's a whole different mentality. I was
Mm-hmm.
I was into like different stuff than the people in the European school, I was like a skinhead, you know. You remember now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whole
Yeah, this
curly
guy
hair
had
and
no
stuff,
hair.
man. I had no hair. I was like the regular Bulgarian skinhead, man. I
Yeah,
was like, and just, I didn't bone with anybody. You know, at school, I didn't talk to anybody. I talked to Al, like, you know, I like,
yeah,
but like those conversations were like so small. But then Peter came. Peter was like kind of a like light at the end of the tunnel. But then S5 was like the most that I've been social with you guys, with you and Peter.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's mad, bro. I mean, it is really different though. Like the Western to Eastern like lifestyle,
Hmm.
especially when you go like in Brussels, where it's like really different. Like I feel like here in Portugal, it's like fairly similar to Bulgaria in many ways. Um, maybe not the skinhead vibe, but like, and when he says he was a skinhead, I mean, you weren't really like a skinhead, like a
Oh
fucking,
no, it wasn't
you know what
like
I'm saying? Like,
full on skinhead.
yeah,
I
yeah. He
was
just
still like
means like
acting.
the look,
Hmm.
and like he looked like a skinhead. He looked like he had
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of vibe. And I
Hmm.
remember when I met you, we have a word for that sort of stereotype in Bulgaria. It's called the batka, or like a batka.
Yeah.
And like as soon as I met you, I was like, ah, fuck yeah, like a BG batka. Like it felt good to me. I was like, oh yeah, like this is like I know this. Like I feel
Yeah,
comfortable,
it's
like
a regular. Yeah, it's normal. It's normalized. Now
yeah. But
it's
you were super
changing.
chill.
Now, yeah, me living here in Bulgaria now, that's switching a little bit. Sides are switching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
People are being more open now. You don't see these people anymore, like the
Hundred
regular
percent, man.
Bulgarian
100%.
skinheads. So
More
it's going good
awareness. I
here.
think I think people in Bulgaria now like a bit more just like comfortable with being themselves because I feel like there's a big. I mean, the whole Batka movement. It's like a lot of ego, a lot of like insecurity deep down. You know, a lot of these guys like really just want to prove that they're like hard and like
It's also social
masculine.
media, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, or
it's
I
also
mean, even
social
before
media.
social media, just like fucking rap and whatever. Like the fucking people that were really like successful in Bulgaria were either high class politicians, basically corrupt people, or batkis, like just like a bunch of people that are maybe doing some illegal shit here
Yeah,
and there. Just so you
yeah.
looked up to that, you looked up to that sort of
Hmm.
like fuck the government, I'm gonna do my own shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's whatever the wave is, man. Whatever the cool thing to do is, that's what you do. I mean, when you're eighth grade, when you're 14, like you don't know what to do. You don't know who the fuck you are, pretty much. You just follow a trend. That's pretty much what you do. You don't have like a regular personality. You're looking for someone to look up to, and when you look up to the wrong people, that's what happens. You just get into like a wrong party of friends and so on and so on. Like, that's why I started like smoking weed and drinking like in eighth grade, beginning of eighth grade, like
Mhm.
hardcore. Second half of eighth grade, hardcore smoking, going to parties,
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah, that's very different because then you go to the European school and like I mean, obviously, like
Hmm.
there's drugs and stuff, but man, eighth grade, aka like S3, man, most kids are just there, like
Yeah.
just
Most kids
chilling. I
haven't
mean,
tried like an energy drink by then,
yeah, or like I
which
don't
is
know. I mean,
good.
obviously,
Which
it
is good.
depends on. Yeah, it is. It is. And when we're that age, we pull up and we're like, damn, like, what are all these like little nerds? Like, we're so cool. Like,
Yeah,
we go out and
yeah,
Yeah.
do shit. You have that sort of mentality because I feel like all three of us, at least at some point, were on that side of high school. It's like high school, you know what I mean? Like, we're like in those groups, like, definitely in that culture, like the party culture. And like, we thought we were the shit. Like,
dude.
realistically, we thought we were the shit.
S6 and S7, man. We thought we were the fucking
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
back
No,
then.
I mean, we were having hella fun, like no regrets. But there was definitely this sort of like feeling of like when we were walking around school, like this is our shit. I mean, walk around
Yeah,
Brussels, like this is our shit. We go to the club, like it's our
yeah,
shit type shit. And I feel
yeah.
like in Varese, there was already a little bit of that, like, because there's not that many clubs and stuff. It's like people know each other more, so like it's actually even easier to become like a Varese like high class local, someone that like a lot of people
Actually,
know, you know?
actually, I wouldn't say that like for
No?
like us, for the international community, like from the European school,
Mhm.
so like either you were from the Italian section and you had Italian roots, or like the Italian people didn't fuck with you at all. Like the people from
Mm.
Varese, they always looked at you like as if you were a little shit or whatever. Like
Mm.
you had no right to be there. Like there was actually a very toxic rivalry between like the Italian groups of Varese and their European school. Like not in every year, not with everybody, but like in a general point of view, yeah, for sure. It was pretty
Yeah,
fucked, honestly.
and that's
But
different.
I
'Cause,
think
I
we,
mean, I was yeah.
yeah,
No, go for it, bro.
we had the same thing with the French in our school, with
Yeah,
the French section. We had the same thing. I was a bit bullied when I first came to the school because, like me being really uniquely looking from all the other people in the school. I was like, oh, this guy, blah, blah, blah. And the French people were just like, because I don't speak French. I still don't speak French. I don't know. Like, I know a bit, but just because I don't know French and I'm not from like their group, and just because I'm like maybe Bulgarian, I don't know if that was like a big factor in like why they bullied me a little bit in that way. But I think that's everywhere. Like when you move to a new country, when you move to a new school, that's just everywhere. Especially if you're from a different country and you've grown up in a different kind of like how do you call it
Environment.
environment. Yeah, I think it's a normal process that everybody goes through. Like in high
Mm-hmm.
school, if you change schools.
Yeah, if you're just different,
yeah,
if like an outsider, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, shit. It's a bit annoying. I mean, I get why it happens. It's just like that sort of tribal mentality, sort of like gang mentality. Like we have our shit. For Italy, I mean, I definitely felt it in school. And to be honest, I didn't even really socialize much with anyone that's just like Italian people outside of school. And I did notice obviously like the Italians were the one doing it the most because they don't have like a language barrier. They have more things to like relate with each other to, which makes sense. But I didn't really realize that in the later years it kept going. Like I thought like that sort of shit wasn't such a big deal. But to be honest, in our part of Italy, like where we lived, there was a lot of like discriminatory, like racist like mentalities, the Lega
yeah,
Nord and all that shit like that. So
yeah,
they had
yeah,
they
exactly.
had a lot of supporters. That's like I guess like a party or like
Yeah, like Varese, I think is like more than half support La Lega.
yeah.
It's very like mm, towards the right. Like it's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
very
yeah.
good if you don't speak Italian at all, you're not gonna have a good time there.
Bro, low key, some of those guys are like fascists, bro. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
like full on. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So that shit crazy. So I can understand why, but the same thing is in Bulgaria as well. At least before, like I feel like outsiders were definitely, or like if you're like black in Bulgaria or like a Tsiganin or like a gypsy or something, like there's definitely a lot of like stigma and like I feel like it is changing for sure, but it's definitely something we need to let go of because it's just like it just feels so old at this point, like you know.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's for everybody because like we grew up in a like a international culture where we had people from all around the world since we were like 4 or 5 years old. So we have it in us, like it's written. But like for most people, like the people that went in the Italian school, like in Varese or whatever, I don't know if like they're ready for this global change of like just accepting people and in a general point of view. Like they're really still pretty fucking close minded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. I mean, we opened up our bubble, but obviously we're still in a bubble. We're still in the like
Yeah,
Western world bubble. Like we're all about like international shit, but we don't really know what it's like growing up in like the ends in like South America or some shit or like the
yeah,
African struggle or any of that, Like being on the other side of like colonization. We don't really know what that's like. But I want to know. Like I want to step outside of that bubble. I guess like the goal is to always keep pushing outside of your bubble, and no matter how much you think, oh, like I'm more open minded than these people or whatever, you're constantly comparing. Like it's important to like stay humble and know actually my perception is always going to be limited. So any opportunity for me to expand and learn, I should hop right on that. Like right on that. So yeah. Well, yeah. So what would you say? How was the gym then for you? We haven't really talked about much of the gym on this podcast, but you said like you have that sort of struggle. But I felt like us going to the gym was a very like, I don't know, just like traditional, primal, just natural way to deal with our emotions and to improve ourselves, you know? Like you're constantly in the process of improving.
Not only, man, when you're like that it just boosted your testosterone, man. Like you going there lifting the fucking weights we lifted. It's not they were not that big, of course, but like you just felt that like dopamine hit every time you hit like a PR or something like that. It
Mhm.
was just like to some extent like mind opening, oh, look at what I can do with my body, look like how that affects me, how,
Mhm.
how that affects like my emotions, my mentality, and so on and so on, because like we had it scheduled on, like the first like 2 months, 3 months, we were like, oh, like let's go now, let's go then. But then it started like becoming like a part of your life, like, oh, like I should eat some more protein, like you started eating more healthy, you started like looking at videos that are like, okay, how do you bench press more? How do you deadlift more? How is that? How's this? And just the gym was like just like some kind of a transition for me from being like that old me into becoming something like more productive and something that looked after himself not only mentally but physically.
Yep.
But that was just like changing, changing the environment is good from time to time.
Mhm. I mean, it completely reprograms your brain to,
Mhm.
because you say dopamine and you do have like really big spikes of dopamine during your workout, but it releases a lot of serotonin as well. It's like a more like long term, like almost like a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Like after your
Yeah,
workout, you're just like the next few hours, you have just some sort of like a feeling of accomplishment, you know? And when
yeah,
you and when you see that you're changing yourself, maybe you start sleeping better, you feel better, your posture is better, you feel a little more stronger, you feel a little, you have like more of a frame, you know, you feel more like you enjoy being in this body. It's not only physical, but like it's basically proving to your brain that you have power over your circumstances. Like you can control stuff, you can take control over your life. So it's, I think it's a lot bigger than the gym itself. It's like a metaphor for life, and that's when it becomes really like addicting. I mean, we were going and we were just hyped, man. Like we were so excited.
Like I saw this video about this, like what you're talking about, and this guy was talking about gym, cold showers, and shit like that. And just if you start putting it in your routine, like your body starts like getting used to uncomfortable shit, and like you just start appreciating whatever uncomfortable shit you need to do,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
and that
absolutely.
just
Yeah, it's
action.
just seeking discomfort, man. That's why I like these
Yeah,
YouTubers so much. To seek discomfort, guys, man.
Yeah, the
These
yes
guys are
theories.
awesome. These guys are awesome. Like
yeah.
That's so cool.
amazing fucking content.
Actually, funny story. Like, I went to this club like 2 days ago, and like, there's just a lot of cool people to meet there. And one of my friend met like, um, yeah, what the fuck? I'm just getting a notification that our meeting will end in 10 minutes.
Oh
Why?
no.
It says upgrade now to remove the 40-minute time limit,
Oh shit. Yeah.
but we didn't have that last time.
No, I think that like there's like a total of recording you can do on Zoom for free, and
Really?
then you have to pay.
I
Maybe
mean,
we just have to. We, yeah, we might just have to restart in 10 minutes and just cut them together. But no worries.
yeah, just
Yeah.
Um,
save the recording, then you can just like
exactly, exactly.
make a
But
little pause.
yeah, facts. Fucking Zoom, man, these motherfuckers, bro. But anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, and I went to, my friend met like a Yes Theory, like part of the team in Yes Theory. Like she had filmed like one of those videos in Lisbon where it's like surviving in Lisbon for 48 hours with $0, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
so it's just it was really cool just seeing how like, because obviously you see these online presences and like communities and it's like, wow, like they have so many connections, such a big community. But then when you see it in real life, like you start meeting people that like they had events in Portugal and shit. And I was like, damn, like you realize the potential of the internet shit. Like they all started on YouTube.
Yeah.
but now it's so much bigger. They do events, they do coaching, they like help people completely transform their lives. So they're definitely like an inspiration for sure. But yeah, what do you guys feel about cold showers? Are you guys on that? Or
I'm on that. Been on that since stillbirth, bro. Every time I
Man,
shower, just put a 2 minute cold shower, man, to the fucking max. Stay there, do some Wim Hof method breathing, bro. That shit never gets old, man. That shit always makes you feel hella nice, hella good.
bro, you feel like a superhero after, bro. You're like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I
sit
can
down, I
stick to
can
it, honestly.
No?
really.
Like for me, I just can't. Like I like you just take a normal shower and like at the end of it, you just put it cold like to like wake up and shit. Like for me, it lasts like 5 seconds. I can't do it more
You
than that.
gotta
It
you gotta
just I don't
start
know.
upping it, bro. You gotta just start upping it. Like
Yeah,
Just
I'll
opinion.
do 10 seconds. I mean, it's
yeah,
just water,
exactly.
bro. Like if anything, you just let out a few screams. Like I sometimes scream in the cold
Yeah,
shower. I'm
yeah,
like, fuck, bro. Like,
Eh,
sometimes you have to let out. But I
yeah,
mean, like sometimes I'm dancing in the shower. I'm just like, oh yeah, what's up, bitch?
yeah, I'm
What's up,
just like
bitch?
I'm
Tapping
just I'm
myself.
just like spinning. I'm just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
spinning in the
Dude,
shower.
spinning around. Like you hit a little bit of your back. You hit a little bit of your back. And you're like, okay, okay, my chest, bitch. And then it's like,
yeah.
it's good. And then
That's
I
exactly
guess,
same, man.
yeah, bro. You gotta do what you gotta do, bro. Whatever
But
you
yeah,
gotta do,
man,
bro.
just the energy, that fucking wave of energy you fucking receive after that cold shower. Like you're taking a warm shower, like your body's really calm. And then you put your body in that stressful situation of being in the cold shower for like a minute or like 30 seconds. And afterwards I could just sit down and like my focus level was like so fucking high. I
Mhm.
I, I honestly can't explain it, man. After the cold shower, I sit down and I can cold like for 2 hours, like nonstop, without any like I don't even look at my phone. It's just I'm like zoomed in into coding, for example, or whatever I'm doing,
Mhm.
and
That's
it's
really
hella
good.
weird. Yeah, it's hella weird how that works. I haven't researched it, I haven't looked into that, but probably should.
Yeah, it's a cheat code, bro. It's an absolute cheat code.
Yeah,
And also,
Hmm.
like, it's cool. Like, it's really cool when, you're just there for like 30 seconds and you're just like, okay. But I think the really good benefits as well, like for me at least, started coming when I managed to just stay there for like 5 minutes or like three to like to a point. Because usually for me, it's about like the 1.5 to 2 minute mark, where once you pass that, bro, it's chill. Like it's like
yeah,
after that, you're calm, because it's all about your breathing. At first, you're like,
yeah,
but then as soon as you breathe, like your breath is like deep and slow while you're in the cold water, bro. You start like when I'm in the cold shower, after a few minutes, bro, I see fucking steam coming out of me. Like I'm not even exaggerating. There's steam coming from my skin, and like when I'm in the cold shower and when I breathe, the steam just goes out. It's like your body starts heating up from the inside, and you start feeling warm. Like your skin might be cold, but then inside you feel like fucking warm, dude. Like your inner, like your blood's just like, because that's why it's also so good for like athletes and stuff, because it improves like blood circulation, recovery, reduces inflammation, and you feel it. Your blood is just moving more, and it just warms you up. It's like this little blanket. And after those like 2 minutes, bro, like you feel so good. Like you put that shit in your face and you're just like, oh, yes, yes, yes. Like you just want to like charge up. And then when you end the shower, you're just like fucking yolk the shit. Like it's like you have a pump from the gym, like literally. Um, and then if you do a workout and then you take a cold shower, bro, like yeah, yeah, you might conquer the world, bro. You might conquer the world at that
Dude,
point.
yeah, man.
So yeah, man, you should hop on it for sure.
I'm gonna try it today then for sure. I'm gonna have a workout and then cold shower. I'm not gonna sleep for 3 days, bro.
Just do it level by level. Like don't go
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
to the cold water at first. Just like do it like slowly, cold, cold,
yeah,
cold, cold, until you reach like the coldest part of the shower, and then just you just stay. Even if it's like 5 seconds, it's still something. And it's more you just have to practice that breathing. That breathing really helps.
yeah.
Just look up the
I'll do it.
video
I'll
of
do it for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Mm,
facts. If you've never done the Wim Hof breathing, I don't really do it anymore. I kind of like, I don't know. I used to do it like for a year straight, like every day. And in
for the
Tilburg, low
shower only.
key, like low key in Tilburg, like especially in winter, like bro, the water was so fucking cold that because I always put it like all the way to the cold for the whole time. So like it was so freezing to where like I needed to do the breathing before. Like it kind of prepares your body. So it's like it
Yeah.
takes like 10 minutes. You can search up like the beginner version. It's a bit like slower, Wim Hof breathing. And yeah, it's gonna feel a lot easier because it's basically teaching you how to control your
All
breath
right.
then after you do it.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
do it laying down first though, because you're gonna get dizzy. You might black out. It's no joke. Like, don't do it first in the shower. Yeah, yeah. Don't do it first in the shower. You might black
all right.
out.
Oh, wait, you do it in the shower. Like you do it while you're in the shower.
Oh yeah, I do it while in the shower. Cold water,
Oh shit.
running
Oh
cold
shit.
water.
I used to do it like before, like do my breathing, laying down, whatever, and then go take a cold shower.
Oh no. During the shower, it's crazy.
Damn,
Hella
I've
crazy.
never done that in my life actually. Yeah.
Do it. I just close my eyes and I do it. It feels like a waterfall just coming down, and you're like under. Like, I feel like a goddamn Viking, bro. Honestly, Viking
Yeah,
mode, man. Like in the shower, just running down, and I'm just breathing like that. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm in another goddamn dimension.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
crazy. And you open your eyes, you close, and I'm like, oh my god,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
Like you feel alive. Like
Bro.
you feel good.
And you feel so out of your mind. You're like so in your
Mm-hmm.
body. Like you feel your
Mm-hmm.
body like crazy. Like
You
when I
feel
do it,
every drop
bro, you
coming out
feel the
on you.
blood. You feel like at least I've never done it in the shower. That sounds fucking ridiculous. Like that sounds crazy. But like when I would do it laying down, because it's basically rounds of breathing tests. So like you do like
Yeah.
30,
Yeah.
30 breaths, like really like deep, like all the way, and then you like hold your breath for like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, depends how like good you get at it.
It's basically
And
like
then
to boost your oxygen levels, right?
yeah,
Some shit like
exactly.
that.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
oxidize the fuck out of your cells and then you can just hold your breath for so long. And when you're in that like breath hold like period, man, you feel your heart like it's like boom, like you're so aware of everything in your body. Like you feel like the blood like just going to your hands and like stuff like that. It's ridiculous. Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I'm
Not
gonna
it's
try
literally a
that for
cheat
sure.
code. Like because sometimes people
not only.
struggle with like meditation, but like anyone can do the breathing method and you're gonna
Yeah.
enter like that state. So
Mhm. Not only if
Sick.
you think
Sick.
if you think you cannot hold your breath more than like a minute, do the breathing. I'm a smoker, man. I've been smoking for like 5 years now, probably 6 years. Dude, logically, I wouldn't be able to hold my breath that long.
mhm.
I do the fucking exercise. I held my breath for around 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
It's
That's a
fucking
lot.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Once you exhale and you hold your breath because you do that, you can stay like that for like 5 minutes. Honestly, you just close your eyes and you're like, I don't need breathing anymore, and just feel your whole fucking blood pumping through your body. It's crazy stuff,
mhm, mhm.
crazy stuff.
No,
And
yeah,
like Tino
definitely.
said, man, it's like a form of meditation. Like you get into that zone. Like if you cannot meditate with music or whatever, it just it's honestly gonna probably help you meditate afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's basically like forcing your body to just like completely zone out where you're just there
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and because you're not breathing, like at that point your body
Okay, dude, we got
all
it.
right. All right, right. We back.
Back.
Zoom stay hating, boy. Zoom stay hating. They're probably
We want
listening to
that.
this. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
we don't want our citizens to know the power of cold showers and
No,
fucking
no, no.
Exactly.
They just want the
yeah,
guapa, bro. They
yeah,
want the
facts,
guapa.
facts, facts, facts. But yeah, I don't know where we ended it off, but we were just basically talking about how cold showers are sick and how
Yeah.
you guys should do a cold shower. And yeah, basically.
Basically, yeah.
But all
Definitely
right.
gonna start like that Wim Hof technique, the breathing one,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and then I'm gonna try the cold showers.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people, like when they recommend it to their friends, they only tell them about the breathing first because they know if they tell them about the cold showers, most people are like, nope, no, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, nope, I'm not doing
Exactly.
that.
Cold
Like,
showers?
my warm
Yeah.
shower is like my place of comfort and fuzziness and
Mm.
like just absolute Zen mode. I'm never gonna take a cold shower. But if you tell them about the breathing first, they see the effect of the breathing. They're like, holy shit. And then when you
Dude,
tell them about the
honestly,
Yeah.
cold, they're like, I
warm shower is kind of like I overthink, man. Like when you're in the warm shower, you start thinking about like stuff you normally shouldn't be fucking thinking about. Like oh,
Like
what am I
shower
gonna do
thoughts.
tomorrow? Blah blah, like shower thoughts, but like warm
Yeah.
shower thoughts are like worse than the cold ones because like in the cold showers you don't really think about shit like that. You just think, oh shit, my breathing. Like you just focus on your breathing and you're like calmer than like I don't know, man. Just warm showers, like especially for me, I used to just overthink and like get stressed even more, like
Mm,
from taking the fucking warm shower. And then when I started taking cold showers, like just focusing on your breathing was just like, mwah, like the
mm,
pinnacle, like, whew, so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I mean, I
Not so
respect
good.
the benefits of it, like warm showers, of like I guess loosening your muscles and stuff. I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see myself really like doing that. Like every once in a while it happens. Like imagine like I don't know, like every few months, like when we went, me and the homies went on like a 54K walk, and the last 10K were like in a fucking storm. We were like soaked in water and shit. Like it was crazy. And when I got home, I was like, okay, like I've been taking a cold shower for the past 2 hours, so like I'm a warm myself up. So in those cases it happens, but yeah, I think you're right. I think cold showers just offer a lot more.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I feel like if you're in a state of comfort, like you have a bigger possibility and opportunity to even think about shit and like overthink and really tap out. But if you're in an uncomfortable situation, you're more likely to be in the present moment. Just that's just how we're built, and we're built to
Yeah.
experience uncomfort quite a lot, like in nature and stuff. That's how we evolve. That's how, like, a lot of the every like evolution or like crazy idea pretty much came from the present moment, some sort of like a connection, and just like an idea just pops in your head. Like so many people that have like crazy inventions, or they figured out like an insane formula, or like crazy concepts, they all say that it was like either like lucid dreaming or like a crazy transcendental moment in their life where everything was just like flowing in. They weren't there just like, and I'm not saying rational thinking doesn't play a part, but for those like ideas to first like pop out in you and stuff, I feel like presence is key. So
Yeah.
yeah. And basically, Wim Hof should sponsor us, bro. Like this is it's
We
going
should
So we
on.
can
have
get.
him. Like, there's a free seat over here.
Yeah, dude, that
Let's
would
sit
be
it here.
crazy. That
There,
would be
imagine,
crazy.
imagine.
I mean,
He'll
we're
Maybe
in
in
make
a
the
us
few
go in
cold,
years.
the fucking ice bath, man.
bro. He would pull up like we're in the ski lift. This guy would be in his like underwear, just chilling on the ski lift. Like that's the type of
Yeah,
shit
bro.
he does. Like doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, cool, cool. Okay, what about apart from cold showers, Path? Have you found something else that just like helps with stuff like that? Like, I don't know, like a certain habit or anything that just helps you in your like experience just to be better or whatever.
Only staying active, man. My ADHD doesn't fucking like. My ADHD doesn't really let me like focus on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like personally, and for people that probably have like problems such as mine, like concentration problems,
Mm-hmm.
basically like small ADHD kind of problems. I just have to stay active all the time. I cannot be doing one thing, like at one, just focus on one thing. Like for example, right now I cannot be coding. Like that cannot be like my only purpose right now. You know, like I have to think of like 10, like not 10, like that's like overkill, but like five more things that I have to do today so I don't like lose focus or like so I don't like study, so I study well pretty much, like whatever I do. So for example, if I'm like coding, like in an hour or two I'm gonna have to go off, meet friends, or like stuff like that, like do some workouts at home, like read a book, like something like that. I do not stay at the same task all day long. I cannot do
Mm-hmm.
that. It just kills me inside. Like I become asocial. Like that's why like the whole problem with my my clinical depression right now is that's what it fucking stemmed from. It was just me sitting at home in Brussels for 5 months straight,
Mm-hmm.
just developing games and like learning how to code and like playing games all day. I just stayed in my room for the whole day. Like there were times that I just lost track of time. Like my mom tells me, oh, I walk out one morning and I'm like, oh, like what are you guys doing here? And she's like, it's Sunday, and I'm like, wait, what? It's like Sunday. That's how fucking bad it was, man.
Damn.
Like it's honestly sad, but it's fucking funny as well. Like I pretty much missed Saturday, you know. And
Damn.
I just woke up and it's like, oh, what are you guys doing here? Do you know have work? It's fucking Sunday. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, okay, shit. And then I like start thinking like, what the fuck is happening to me? Like, what
That's
am I
mad,
fucking
bro.
doing?
That's
What am I
fucking
doing? Dude, because I was just developing. I was designing games at 24 fucking 7. I wasn't stopping, man. I
Yeah.
was tutorial after fucking tutorial, like trying that shit in Unreal Engine, like hours after hours, and then just sitting down and playing games. That was it. That was it.
Yeah.
And then at one point, everything just came back to me, man. Started having panic attacks,
Yeah.
like from nowhere, dude. I'm just walking on the street and just start like crying from nowhere, like getting agitated from the like smallest fucking things. Like my shoe is like my laces are untied, for example.
Mhm,
I'm like fuck, and I start like getting really agitated because of that, and just
mhm.
small things. And these panic attacks were like disgusting. Like I'm driving, for example, like I'm going to Holland, or like I'm going to IKEA, and I'm just driving normally, listening to music, being okay, smoking a sticky in the car. Just from nowhere, it's like crying from nowhere, like uncontrollably, man. Like I don't see anything, start shaking, like my just whole body starts shaking, and like you don't know the amount of times that I've just like emergency stopped on like the highway on the emergency lane. Just I couldn't, man. You couldn't drive. Your hands were doing like that. Your wheel, like you couldn't handle your wheel. And and Angie, my girlfriend, like she witnessed, some of these panic attacks when she was here in Sofia when I was still like really bad. Like the first steps, like when I actually like grew some balls, let's say, and went to the psychologist, because that was like a fear of mine, going to the psychologist. And honestly, it was fucking scary, man. Like I did the tests, and he was just straight up like I was gonna be like, oh, like just going through something small. He sits down, just like the like when the whole class has failed a test, and the
Mhm.
teacher comes in and he sits down with that disappointment, not disappointment, but like he really cares for the grades, like for how the students are doing. He's like
Like damn.
like damn, same shit with the psychologist, man. He walked in and sit down, I was like, all right, let's hear what's happening. He sat down, he was like, listen, man, like you have two options right now. Either you go to my psychiatrist and he gives you some Xannies, and you become on a we give you a cycle of Xannies for like 6 months to see how that happens,
That's
or you
fucked.
either stay with me and we work on it. And like he was like, honestly, like you're my guy, man. Like I'm like I don't want you to take it, but it's honestly your choice. And because my mom was on Xanax for 5 years, like a long time ago. And, oh, sorry. And she was like, "No, like don't do that." And I was like, "Okay, like let's try." But I was even a harder protest, like not taking the Xanax, not taking the easy path,
It is
because it
harder,
is an easy path.
but
I
in the
think
end,
it,
it's better. Like
dude, I pop a Xanny. It is hard, man. I pop a Xanny and I'm feeling good, like for 2 hours, 3 hours. Like that's the fucking easy way. But like at the end, I didn't choose that. Started going to the psychologist 3 times a week,
mhm.
like just talking about like issues, problems, and stuff like that. I wrote a whole book for like a week and a half or 2 weeks about all of the fucking things that like thoughts in my head, and just Angie and all of the people like around me just witnessed what the fuck I was going through. Like the same thing I was telling you, like just driving me from nowhere, start crying from nowhere, and just like start crying, and then like these thoughts from the back of your fucking head just start coming in, like without a
Like out
fucking
of nowhere, just
invitation.
everything just
Out of nowhere, just everything pushes you down. Everything pushes down. You just want to end it, man. Sometimes you just want to fucking end it, honestly. But man, like being here in Bulgaria has like and like living alone and like um dealing with these emotions on my own from time to time, it just helped me from like one or two perspectives. And like I started off with like physical exercises, like instead of taking that was like path that actually like made me feel better, which is fucking weird. Instead of taking the elevator, you always take the fucking stairs.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
And just because you use your body, use your legs, you you just forget these emotions. Because like if you like, I noticed that every time I go to my sister's place, I took the elevator, and the elevator, I look at myself and I'm like, man, like look at me, like look at what I've become. And then I go with these emotions and this vibe to my nephews. You know, he's like 2 years old, like he understands emotions. He can feel like how I feel, you know. And I just sit on the couch. I don't do shit. And I just stare at one point, and I'm nowhere. I'm nowhere. I'm like somewhere else. You know, I don't feel anything. Nothing, bro. I don't feel anything. Didn't feel shit. I was
Yeah.
careless. Like didn't care. Didn't zero fucks given. I didn't call my mom for like a month. I didn't give a fuck about
Yeah.
anything. Honestly, anything.
Like fully disconnected from your life.
Fully disconnected from my life, my body as well. It was disgusting.
Damn.
And then the fucking anxiety shit, man. Like it's what pretty much like Mark Manson fucking says, man. It's the fucking feedback loop from hell.
Yeah.
That's what I did all the fucking time, every day, every hour.
You want to explain that is for those that don't know? Like, what is that?
Oh yeah, like the feedback loop from hell is pretty much. So we're pretty much the only animals that can like have thoughts about our thinking, like have thoughts about our emotions, about what we think, you know. So what that is, you pretty much say to yourself, oh, like I hate that this happened. Like I hate that I failed the exam, for example. And you're like, fuck, now like am I stupid? And you're like, oh shit. Like now you feel stupid because you think you're stupid. So pretty much you're feeling bad because you've done bad on the exam. And that just loops and just continues until it builds up. And
Like you
then you
start
do a
feeling
burnout.
bad. You start
You
feeling
start
bad that
feeling
you're
bad.
feeling bad. You're like, why the fuck am I thinking?
Exactly.
Like, I'm so
Yeah,
stupid for thinking I'm stupid because of this stupid
exactly.
exam.
Yeah.
Then it's
And
like,
that's why it's a loop. Yeah, it's a loop. It just never stops. Like you forget about it, the next day it comes again. And you're like, oh shit, I'm dumb. Well, I'm dumb thinking that I'm dumb. And then you're like, oh fuck, well, might as well like not do anything today then. Then that procrastination starts and like stuff like that. But yeah, it was depression, anxiety, and at the end we figured out that it's like ADHD as well.
yeah, I didn't
Like
know that.
yeah,
I found that on.
I didn't know that, but when he because he didn't do a test, but because my psychologist likes me so much because we have the same fucking problems. he was he was he was thinking that,
Trauma bonding.
dude, trauma bonding at its fucking finest, man. He was clinically depressed at my age. He didn't know where the fuck he was. He was gonna be like a musician or some shit. He's really good, by the way. He's fucking amazing with the guitar, man. He knows like 5 instruments or shit like that. He didn't know who he was. He was like lost in his life, pretty much. So he had the same shit as me, man. Anxiety, panic attacks, going through depression. Then he was like, he read like a book about what ADHD is, and he was like, oh shit, like I might have to like see if it's actually true. And then he went to psychology, and like after reading more about it and like getting more interested about ADHD, depression, and so on, he was like, oh shit, like that's me. That's pretty much me. Like I cannot be focused for more than 40 minutes or an hour. I like when I get into something, like for example, I started like fishing like a few months ago. I I forgot about it, man. I haven't touched my fucking shit for like 2 months. And that's what pretty much ADHD is. It's like just me going into something, putting all my energy into it, and then just leaving it be, because I've already put all my energy into it, and I came to like a level where it's like a bit harder than when you started, and then I'm like, oh, like fuck, like, might as well not do it, and I'm just like trying to make up like an excuse for not doing it. Oh, it's not my fault, it's like because this and this and this, and I don't have time for it. But pretty much just my brain playing games with me. And and that's why he told me, you're probably like me. You're probably the same shit. Like, and he was like, do you notice yourself sometimes like bumping into people without even fucking noticing them? And I'm like, what did you say? Like, what? Like, how the fuck do you know? Because I do that all the fucking time. Like, I'm walking with Peter and someone, I just bump into people. I don't even fucking notice them. Like, they fucking spawn, bro. Like, they teleport from something.
You're not aware of your surroundings or what?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And that's because just like I'm focused on something, like a conversation, for example. And that's because I can only be focused on the conversation, nothing around me. So like it's fucking weird. And I'm just working on all of that, man. Starting eating healthy, started like going out and stuff like that, working on myself, like, and also giving me credit. That's the bad thing. People forget to give themselves credit for the small steps they make. Like, don't look at other people. Just look at yourself. Don't look at other people. That's one of the problems I had as well. I was looking at other people in my Discord group for game development. Like, these guys are like fucking light years ahead of me. They were fucking gods, Godzillas, bro, of fucking coding and game design. I just look at him like, man, like I'm nowhere fucking near these guys. Like, what am I doing here? Am I fucking supposed to be here? Like, why am I even trying?
You start questioning your like
You
values.
start exactly. You start questioning your values, your motivation, your skills, everything. Like, why the fuck am I doing this if I'm not as good as them? And that's like one tip I should give like to the fucking audience here. Stop looking at other people, man. Just do you. Just like, don't give a fuck about other people. That's what another thing, dude. I fucking love this book, like Mark Manson, the stuff that I'm not giving.
That should read it.
I recommend it 10 out of fucking 10. That's gonna like switch your fucking mindset with one read of the book. And another thing he says is we have a limited amount of fucks we should give in life, and we should like really choose wisely for what and for who we give a fuck. And that's another thing. That's like closely related to like comparing yourself to other people. You just shouldn't give a fuck. It's something you shouldn't care. Like, be emotionless when that fucking comes up to your mind. Just let it fucking pass through. Acknowledge it and just let it like go down the river. Just let it go. That's it, man. And that's how you're gonna get like better at stuff,
Yeah, I mean, social media is a fucking Trojan horse for that shit. It really like
exactly, man.
It really fucks you up, dude.
Fucks you up. You see these people having their glamorous lives on Instagram.
Their highlights.
Not really.
They're fucking.
Not really having them in real life. They're as depressed as you are. Believe me, they're as depressed as you are. I used to post stories when I was at parties. I was depressed as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be at everyone. I just want to be alone. Alone in the fucking. Yeah.
It's crazy, man. You start chasing the external validation because you feel so empty inside. Then ultimately that makes you even emptier. And also by you doing that, you're making other people feed their emptiness. And like, it's just this matrix, it's just this fucking fake world.
It's a fake fucking world. That's why Instagram, man, messages only, bro. Messages only. WhatsApp as well. I mean, I cannot say shit because I do watch reels. But I watch reels for something like I like, it's like motorbikes, it's motorbikes, cars, like that's something I'm interested to. And these videos are to some extent fucking educational. Like, how can you do this on the motorcycle? How can you, from where you can buy this part, from where you can do this, and you're like, okay, I can do this to my bike. I can buy it from here. I can buy it cheaper from here, and stuff like that. But these are, it really depends how you use social media. You can master social media so it doesn't affect you that way.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I feel like you need to master your mind before you can master social
First,
media.
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you're already
sure.
fucked up, you can't really just keep using social media. For most people, you can't just keep using social media because you're gonna end up using it the same way you always use
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Even
Yeah, like I see
you have to
so
take a
many
step.
people that like they put the timer on like the apps after like 2 hours they've been on Instagram, like they have this notification.
Mhm.
But the thing is that you can just turn it off, and most of the people they just turn it off and keep going.
I used to do the same.
So
I used to do the same shit.
yeah,
You just have to develop your own ad blocker for your brain,
exactly.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's it. That way, you just need an ad blocker. Like, and I'm sorry, guys. Like, nobody has came up with that, so you have to do it yourself. You know.
Yeah.
So
And it, honestly, an Instagram, but what Emil was saying, what Tats was saying last podcast is true. Like, if you could somehow filter social media to your needs, and obviously, I guess you could just go on like hashtag motorbikes on Reels, and you're gonna only see
Yeah.
motorbike content. But
Yeah.
like, unless you have that sort of self control to always use social media like that, like an app like ad block or something would be so good. Like just something that just controls, like it gives you the control of what you see instead of like the algorithm, like you said. So
yeah, but
it's hard because
sadly,
that's
there.
obviously against the whole business model of Instagram.
Yeah.
The whole business model of Instagram is the more attention, the more addicted these people are, the more money we make. So
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's
And they have
toxic.
to sell that. They have to sell that information that you're fucking using all the time. Otherwise, they won't be shit without it.
Yeah, man.
And
They
if you
know
put an
you.
ad,
They know you to a T, bro. They want you to have ADHD. They want you to be depressed because that profile, like that sort of like mental profile of a person that's depressed, lacks
It's
purpose.
the most profitable.
It's the most profitable.
you know the funny part. You know the funny part of that story. That's really interesting. Angie, my girlfriend highlighted it the other day. Um, I watch reels, right? And I'm on my motorbiking car shit, like tuning shit. And then this reel, like 2, 3 reels for ADHD pop up. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how? Like, why? Have I liked a post, like a post about like ADHD?
They're listening
No.
to you, bro.
I
Yeah,
don't
they're
like
probably
posts.
listening.
I don't fucking like posts for ADHD. Why the fuck would I like a post? I don't fucking have that in my feed at all.
Bro, it's like
Like,
whenever like you have a discussion with like a friend about whatever product or whatever you just bought, and then you go home and 30 minutes later you start seeing
Yeah.
ads about that shit all the
crazy,
time.
man.
But 100%
It's
they're listening
fucked
to you.
up.
When we use these
Yeah.
apps, we
Crazy.
agree to the terms that they can
Yeah.
access our microphones. They say
Nobody
it.
reads it.
They say it. Like
Nobody
like
reads
they
that
say
shit.
it. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And the thing is, the governments don't do anything about it because these corporations are the ones making more money than like they're in more control than the governments are at this point.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, of
governments is
course,
just a
'cause, like,
sort of like formal structure, but the
oh yeah, but if
investors,
that, oh dude, if
Yeah,
that
the
corporation doesn't exist, yeah, most of the money that the government receives from that fucking corporation, like it's
bro,
not gonna be a small like
it's mad,
the
bro.
fucking
billions
amount.
of euros and dollars they get from taxes from these huge
Mhm.
corporations is like way too important to just like
Yeah.
I don't know and give them some new rules or laws or whatever. Like
Yeah,
they
no,
can't fuck
also,
up their business because they're gonna get affected themselves.
and the thing
Yeah.
is, they go hand in hand because
Yeah.
it's like the more money Instagram makes, and the more like they use your data, they also sell that data to governments. Like they sell that data to governments. So then a government can, like we've seen it so many times, can manipulate a population to vote a certain way, to think a certain way. You've seen it in like third world countries where like social media posts start spreading to like change influences of people, to like for people to vote for like a person that's actually just like a dictator, or like what I mean, like so it's basically they go hand in hand. Like these social media platforms, the more the government allows them to abuse our data, the more obviously they make money. But the more they do that, the more they find out and give power to the government. It's like it's one thing, like the corporation and the government have merged. Like they've merged into one, or they're gonna merge further, I guess. But
And then
So
there's fucked up bullshit like BlackRock or whatever. That's even more fucked up, bro.
who are these
It doesn't
people? These
make
are the
sense.
elites, bro. These are the like elite motherfuckers,
Yeah,
bro. It's crazy.
it's fucked.
Like
And the thing is that
BlackRock.
like I saw like this like article of like people switching their like job positions between BlackRock and the US government. So BlackRock has like information from inside the government all the time and vice versa, and just they go hand in hand like a little cute couple, and they're never gonna be separated.
Yeah, the BlackRock and Vanguard. They're like the two companies
Yeah,
that pretty much
yeah,
own. They're like the because with all like companies and corporations and huge like umbrellas. There's like these huge umbrella companies. It's the fucking
yeah.
pyramid, bro. It's the all-seeing eye. You know, it's like
Exactly,
there's like these
exactly.
pyramids of like I don't know, ABC News and CNN and like all these different news platforms are all part of like one umbrella company. And the major investors of that umbrella company are always BlackRock and Vanguard, which are like these companies where you can't even find out like who is really like the
Who they
CEO,
are
like who are the people with all
now?
these money.
No,
So the
Yeah,
people that basically like run the world, whatever you want to call it. And the thing is, a lot of people are like,
they
man,
do,
you conspiracy theorists, but you can fucking you
bro.
can find this
Just look
shit.
at the facts.
You can
Yeah,
just
just search
find
them
this
up.
shit,
They're
bro.
on the like their official documents saying this shit. Like it's
Yeah.
not.
dude,
Yeah, whatever.
the whole news thing with like BBC and like shit like that, man. Like especially fucking the US, man. They're such an enclosed fucking
Bro.
like media environment. Like whatever like the investors tell to write, that's what you write, bro. Like that's what you write.
It
That's
always
why,
has like another purpose behind it. Like it's
Yeah.
never what they're telling you. It's
of
what they're
course.
telling you, the impact it's gonna have on you, and the actions you will do because of what they told you.
Bro, they're
Yeah.
constantly trying to distract
Yeah.
you and like emotionally charge you. You have like the CNN for the liberals and Fox News for like the conservatives, and they're just both trying to divide them as much as possible. Like I don't know, they show like it's like they show the liberals like on CNN, they show like some crazy extreme like conservatives, like low-key fascist type shit, like racist motherfuckers, and they make them believe that everyone on the right is like that basically. And then they tell the liberals they tell the conservatives on Fox News, look at these like snowflakes, people that are saying like everyone should be transgender and gender shouldn't exist and kids should be able to change gender when they're like 3 years old, and like extreme liberal. And they tell the conservatives that everyone that considers them liberal is like that. So then it's like you have these two fucking worlds where they're like, man, you're the problem, you're fucking crazy. But actually, like the more you buy into that, the more you become crazy. And then you're just like not realizing that there's someone just puppeteering that, you know.
And like we don't need like a super genius to realize how fucked up the media world is right now. Like COVID, Ukraine, Will Smith slap. Like
man, bro, that Will Smith slap is so fake, bro. Everyone who thinks that shit was not staged, dude, man. That shit was 100% staged, bro.
Of like like one of the guys that studied like body language or whatever, like express.
Bro, you can
like
see it, bro. You can fucking see
exactly.
it.
Like this guy was just
and
going
people are saying
like, the town.
Like, Will Smith was actually angry, man. I'm like, dude, he's a top-notch fucking actor.
Yeah, bro.
How do you not think that he can act like angry?
Bro, these are like the best people to pull that shit off. Like, dude, no one even knew that Oscars were going on. I didn't know the Oscars were going on until that shit. And you know what I do? Every time now, because like it's flooded the internet. It's like a huge distraction, just like, oh, look at this, guys. And it's like every time I see a video like about that, I just press not interested on YouTube. Like I just block it. It's like I'm literally just saying like, fuck you. It's like the media and the government, like the people that are pushing that. I'm like, suck my dick. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm on my grind. I'm on my purpose. We out here trying to spread a good message. Do you think I care about some fucking high value actors being paid to run some shit, bro? Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up.
They're paid a lot, bro. Chris Rock's fucking career is gonna rock fucking like,
bro. His stand-up comedy, like the people that were going to that, like insane the amount of shit he sold out just because of that. So it's basically like there, and man, Will must have been paid a lot, man. Will must have been paid a shit ton because like he fucked up his like image a lot, you know. But I think he's reaching the point where he's soon gonna like retire. He doesn't really care. So he's like, man, give me whatever you want to give me.
Man, like
tap out, you know, like
the impact he had and all like the good he did and whatever just covers whatever bullshit shit like he's about to do in the next few years. Like
Yeah.
even if he shoots someone in the streets, like he's 90% of people still gonna respect him.
yeah, it's true,
Yeah.
but you can get away with shit when people
It's
when
not
people
the
have like a cult following them, like they can do anything.
yes, but it's still it's not the fucking first time that it's like somebody has made a joke about his fucking wife.
Yeah,
It's not the fucking first time. It's not the first
Mm.
time. It's not the second time. It's probably the third, fourth time that they've made a joke about her.
bro. But that's what I'm saying. Even like all these like celebrity families, so much of that shit's fake. Like from what I understand, like they both like have multiple partners. They don't really like each
Oh
other.
yeah.
Like, a lot of them
Oh
just
yeah.
like stay together. They pretend to be like the little happy family, but all of
Exactly.
them,
Yeah,
it's all
of course.
fucked up, man. You have no idea what's
Fucked up.
actually going on. So the more energy you give to these people, like even just talking about it, it's like you have less energy for yourself, you know, like the more you talk about it, the more you like get emotional, you're giving, it's like what you said about the fucks. You have a limited amount of fucks to give. So the
Yeah.
more you stick to these distractions that are out there trying to suck your fucking energy, you
Yeah.
have less for yourself.
And plus, like I think that the more you have, the more problems you have.
The more what,
That's
The
for
less you
sure.
have, the less you have, the less problems you have.
the more what, like
Yeah.
money or what?
Anything
Everything that it's fucking material, man.
Yeah,
Everything.
like around your
Money
life.
especially. You have a lot of money, you have a lot of problems.
like fame.
Fame, dude, whatever you fucking think of, man. Because what is money? It's a constant fucking chase of fucking you getting, oh, you get that fucking paycheck. Like, okay, yeah, money bills are fucking worth. You can all live without it. Like, yeah, you can live without it in the fucking forest, but still.
Yeah.
Like the
You
thing
still
is,
need, the thing is nowadays, even for that, you still need money. Like where are you gonna get like the tools needed to build your house, or like
Yeah,
how are
exactly.
you
At least
how
to
are you
get it
gonna get to the
started.
forest? Like how are you, what are you gonna carry? Are you just right now gonna say, okay, right now I'm gonna go build a bag to be able to carry my stuff to go there to, no, you even the stuff you're gonna use to start your off-grid life was bought with money.
yeah. But the thing is, when you have more money, example, bro, example, we're multimillionaires. Do you think we would have like generally actual friendships?
I think you could. I definitely think you
It
could.
depends what type of millionaire you are. Because like if you're a millionaire, but like you've been working for it your whole life, you probably don't have time. But if you're like one of these crypto millionaires, which has 200 million sitting in the bank because he put in 10,000 10 years ago,
Yeah,
and that's different. Probably you have a shit ton of social life, even in a toxic
yeah.
way, probably.
Because that happened like just because you invested like 10,000,
Yeah.
just because you risked it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You
still,
didn't build it.
Yeah, I think the slower the come up, the more time you have to adjust and read people and keep your original friends around as well, and like be able to tell. I think the people that blow up really fast and gain like a lot of money quick, I think there's just too many people out there that are really good at manipulating and like really good at, and if you're not ready for that, I think it's really hard to tell when someone's just there to use you.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it's possible though. Like I mean, my plan, like I don't like put money on a pedestal, but money is just money. Money is just like you said, it's just a
You
concept.
need it.
The fact that nowadays it's, or like in general, the financial system uses it to like control people and put them in a certain position to be like good enough to do a certain task that's needed for the greater good of their profit, but not smart enough to see a way of doing it themselves, like making their own business or whatever. But it doesn't mean that you can't do that. Like you can do what you love nowadays and make money out of it. If anything, we're seeing more and more people figure that out. More and more people are quitting their corporate jobs and being like, no, I'm gonna push my passion project. I'm gonna talk about gardening on YouTube. And believe me or not, man, some of these people end up being multimillionaires. So I mean, I sure hope to have a couple M's at one point. Like not like
dude,
putting it on a
of
pedestal,
course,
but like
everyone wants a couple of bands, but the thing is, not wanting the money. It's like having your passion, you know. It's not striving for money. It's striving for like your own good and like your loved ones good and like whatever you fucking want, you know. And like that's the thing I fucking realize, especially like now going to a psychologist, Because like I started coding just because like oh shit like you know like programmers make a good amount of fucking money, like
Yep.
pretty good, you know. But the thing is, now that I've realized that is like okay, I don't like I'm not gonna like be wasting my time coding just because of the money. I'm gonna do it for me, you know, because it develops me, you know, it develops my thinking, my logical thinking. It's just
Problem
another skill in
solving.
my yeah, problem solving, just another skill in my fucking like let's say CV, for example.
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm not gonna think about money. You know, I'm gonna be thinking about developing my skills. And if just money if money come by, sure, okay,
Mhm.
whatever. I'm not gonna be spending it on like cocaine hookers and cars. You know.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Maybe a car too.
maybe
A
a
little
car,
car.
maybe a car, but like not a new one, you know. Like I'm gonna buy like a reasonable good car for like every day, and I'm gonna buy like an old shit box that I can work on, you know, like a shit box that I can work on. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be
I think,
buying like Porsches and shit. That's such a bad investment. Holy fuck,
yeah.
Yeah.
such a bad investment.
I mean, yeah, I think if I were to have like more money or when I'm gonna have more money, like I'm gonna focus on like the things I'll be wanting to purchase is like experiences, like a trip.
Exactly.
Like
A
going on a
trip,
trip with your friends, 100% worth it. A
building a
hundred percent
house,
worth it. Yeah,
building a
even
house.
yeah, building a house, having a place where you feel like you have a
Exactly.
home, like a place where like if
Exactly.
shit goes wrong, you have a fucking zombie apocalypse type vibes. Like you're with your
Yeah.
homies there, like you can grow
Yeah.
food, like
Yeah.
but no, but not
Yeah.
just that, but just like having a comfortable space, I think it's worth it. But yeah, just
Mhm.
material stuff, like that's why I think a lot of people like if they have the wrong mindsets when they don't have money, even if they somehow manage to make a bunch of money, they're still gonna be broke, like broke here, you know? You're still gonna be thinking like a broke person trying to like get external validation for your Louis and your fucking Prada and whatever. Like,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
so you're gonna waste it all. You're gonna end up just I mean, gambling it away, or I don't know. Like,
Depends
yeah,
what your values are. If your values are like fucked up and like not in the right places, you just you're just gonna have more problems.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
think. If you fix your values, if you find the right values, and that only happens when you try and fail, like try and error. That's what happens. Like we're fucking 20 years old, man. It's time to fucking try and fail and like get up
We gotta
again and
fail a
try
bunch.
again.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail a bunch. Your whole life you're gonna be fucking failing, man. Your whole life it's gonna be like a like a uncomfortable fucking ride, you know? Because you have to fucking adapt for it. You have the right fucking values, everything's gonna be like fine, I
Yeah,
guess.
and that's the thing. The sooner you accept that, the more when you do have like a beautiful moment and a beautiful period of your. And we're back. All right, we're back.
Hell
Zoom
yeah.
keeps hating, but what I was saying is that the sooner you accept what Paf was saying, like just as soon as you accept the fact that there's gonna be a lot of lows, a lot of difficulties, a lot of uncomfortable situations, the more when you have a good moment and you're like in alignment and everything feels right, like those beautiful moments, man, you're gonna be there. You're gonna be present.
Yeah.
You're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna give so much gratitude for that, because it's not gonna last forever, and that's the beauty of it, you know. But yeah,
And not only what you said about acceptance, that's what I fuck with acceptance. Because people like, I think some people are trying to um, like not go for the negative, you know, not go for the negative experiences. Like they fear negative experiences, they fear what can happen, you know. And I think
Yeah.
acceptance is key when it comes to you living a good life. And happiness, fuck happiness, bro. Happiness, what the fuck is happiness? You chasing happiness? Fuck that, man. Happiness is not like, oh, like, oh, I'm happy, you know. No, man, just accepting your negative values, your negative side, like whatever your negative experiences you fail an exam, whatever the fuck it is, it's just gonna build you. Like next time you're not gonna fail that exam. Accepting that you failed is just gonna get you further.
no, just acceptance of the present situation, the
Yeah,
present moment, your
yeah,
emotions. Because if you're not accepting it, then ultimately you're gonna try to run away. If you're like thinking
yeah,
about a future, thinking about past. People get so stuck thinking about, oh, how good it was back then, how, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And then they're living in the past. And then ultimately you're here, like maybe you like yourself that has like issues and stuff is here because of your past self. And the more you think about the past, the more you remain in that person, like the more you become that person. Those people like they're just like
It just
their
pulls
whole
you,
life,
pulls you
you can
backwards.
tell they're constantly talking about the past, how good it was back in high school, man. It's like, man, you're 40. Like, don't you have any sort of like desire or like goals or just like interest in anything about like the present moment? Like, surely there's something in the present moment in this vast world that can offer you an experience, like something that you would enjoy. So
Yeah.
that's mad. And then I guess the more you don't accept it, the more you also look for things that change your like quickly. They're like a quick fix, like Xannies, like weed, like just quick dopamine addictive stuff. So then obviously there's this huge market. Basically Instagram is the plug. Instagram is a huge plug for drugs. They're plugging you with fucking dopamine or whatever the case, like all these things. So the more we accept whatever it is, even if it's just shit right now, whatever, if you feel like your life is shit, if you accept it, it'll give you the power to actually change.
And just accept the fact that you can fail and just start believing that failure is a positive thing, and that's it. And then you're on your path to some sort of like success for yourself, of course. Not like success as we see it today, like Insta life and bullshit like that. I mean, like feeling fulfilled.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really about mindset. I don't know if you guys experienced it, but what I used to do back in, like when I had an exam or whatever it was in uni, for example, I always used to be like, oh, like stressing about it, going with a really bad mindset. Oh, what if I fail? Oh, but what if I pass? Like these like two opposites, like the fail always like was like heavier
Outweighs.
than just outweighed the what if I pass. And that happened like on 2 or 3 exams. And then like on one exam, I remember I was really tired and I was like, man, I don't give a single fuck about that exam. I prepared for it like a week, 2 ago, prepared for it, studied for it. 2 days before the exam, I was like, man, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I just don't care what happens. Honestly, if I fail, sure, fucking fail me. Went to that fucking exam, bro. Did fucking awesome on it. And I don't know how that works. Honestly, don't know how that works. But if you somehow master that mindset of you not giving a fuck that much, whether you fail or pass, I think that both the pass and the failure will teach you. The pass, the pass that you passing your exam should be like an encouragement, like, oh, like I did something, I passed the exam. That's like something I conquered. You should give yourself like a pat on the back. But if you fail, it should be like, okay, but like I don't really care, like that's just something I had to go through. So like I figured out that I have to sit down and do something a little different. And I think is that mindset should be like prioritized other than like you being like, oh, I'm gonna fail this. What's gonna happen afterwards? Oh my god, like I'm a failure. Like, because if you think of failure, even a simple goddamn fucking exam, it's like, oh my god, if you fail the exam,
that
what
can
happens
break
to the
you.
other subjects? That breaks you, man. That's what burnout. That's why like, holy shit, our like generation is so fucking depressed. Holy fuck, we have such high numbers of depression. Like people our age, like we having burnouts at 26, 27, that's disgusting. That's uncommon. People have burnouts at 40, 45, not at 20 fucking 6, 25. Like I honestly get angry. Yeah, I honestly get angry. I get angry because it's our fault, but it's not really our fault as well because we were put in that situation and we had to deal with it. But
It's like
I
Mark
don't know.
Manson, bro. It's not our fault, but it's our responsibility.
Exactly. We have to.
Exactly.
We just
There's
have
a
to take
big
up.
difference. There's a big.
Big
Oh my God!
difference.
It's not my fault that I was born in a difficult environment. My family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's your responsibility, though. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh,
Like,
that's why I
Mm.
have to like shoot up heroin or like smoke weed all day and
exactly.
like
It's just an
waste my
excuse.
parents' money. Oh,
Yeah.
like I cannot find a university. My dad doesn't give me emotional support about what I want to do. Well, just don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah. You
Just
gotta
do
do
your thing.
something. You gotta do something. You gotta be
You just
responsible
have
at
to
the end
do
of the day.
something. Yeah. Like you came into this family. It was not your fault. It was like, I don't know, let's say God's choosing, for
Yeah.
example. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to make something out of it, man.
Yeah.
It's like you take your shit together, man. You do something about it. Like stop bitching around. Literally, it's
Yeah.
too much. We bitch too much around for things,
Yeah.
and we just
Way
don't
too
take
much.
responsibilities. Way too much, and we're way too like not emotional but sensitive.
Mhm.
I think we're a bit too sensitive in what we should be. Not in the way of like, oh, we shouldn't care about like what's happening in the world, but like being sensitive about like what how life has put us in like a certain position in life.
Mhm.
For example, me, like I could have been hella depressed right now. I could have still been in Brussels thinking how my life is shit, like still
Pitying yourself.
yeah, pitying myself, being sensitive about it, like, well, I'm depressed. No, man. Like, for fuck's sake, it's your brain, you choose what to do with it, man. It's your life, you choose what to do with it.
Yeah.
Just
No,
I don't
100%.
know. I feel like
make,
people are like too scared of like making changes in their life because like they feel like they're gonna make a mistake or whatever. There's like this fear of mistake in our culture. That is, it's not good. Like it's not allowing us to discover new things. It's not.
exactly.
It
We
doesn't
live
do
Our
in that,
anything.
parents, man. Our
that
parents
little
like will
bubble.
want to protect us from mistakes. That's like we grow up thinking that mistakes are bad because your parents. I mean, I don't know about you guys,
Yeah,
but my
exactly.
parents constantly wanted to protect me from making mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
But we
I'm
need
like,
those.
my
Yeah.
mom, yes, but my dad, no. My dad was always like, yeah, go break your head. Like, you're gonna learn from that.
Yeah.
That's what he did, man. Whatever I told him, oh, I just want to buy a downhill bike. He was like, sure, man, let's go buy a downhill bike. Bought me a downhill bike. Like I saved some money for it, of course. He didn't buy me that whole fucking bike. He never bought me everything at full price. He always told me save like that percentage of it, this amount of it.
It's a good.
And he
That's a
bought
good
me the
lesson.
he bought me the bike. He gave me a helmet. And he was like, all right, go ahead. 2 months into it, bro, fractured my skull, man. Really good, man. Tino, you know about the fucking fracture right here, man.
Yeah.
My skull is literally fucking inside. Like I was like a fucking mummy for like a month and a half. Everything was so fucked. I was going 50 kilometers per hour. I hit the metal security shit for on the turns for the streets. I don't know how you
Yes.
call them.
Yeah.
How do you call them?
I don't know, but like in Italian is what are they
I mean,
like
like
on
the
the
things
side of the
that stop the
street
On
cars.
this, yeah, to stop the cars if they're gonna like,
I don't
or
know.
like going
like
outside the road.
people are gonna get me, man. Like you
Yeah.
guys are gonna get me. I hit my head there, then in the tree, then on the pavement. My friend went with his bike over me, over my back.
But
My bike was rolling with me at the same time, so my bike was hitting me at all fucking positions you can think of. And then I was going like probably 5 to 10 meters on the pavement, just like sliding. And uh, then I don't remember some of that. I remember I just uh, like just being in a car, man. Nothing else.
Yeah.
What my friends told me is I got up on my like shitty ass bike. It was like fucked up, hella fucked. Like it cannot fucking function properly. I got up on my bike and I started screaming for help. Like I didn't know where the fuck I was. The dopamine levels were so fucking high. I did not know where
Adrenaline.
I
Yeah.
was. I was high as fuck. And I was just screaming for help. People were looking at me. I was like, man, why is nobody helping me? And then this woman with two kids inside the fucking car, like she was like young as fuck. She was like 26, 7 probably back then.
Yeah.
And she picked me up. Her kid is like right next to me. I'm like, oh fucking bloody. Like my fucking body's like fucking trembling. I'm like just holding on the fucking seat. I was just
Yeah.
climbing climbing the seat from because the adrenaline stops like after a few minutes. So I started feeling all the pain, the dizziness and shit. And just this little girl for the whole like 10-minute ride to the doctors in the village. For the whole 10-minute ride, she could not fucking stop staring at me. Like she did not know what the fuck I was going through.
Yeah.
And then was all the fucking shots in the butt, man, all the fucking shots in the legs, all the fucking shots over here for like the fucking shit. Yeah,
You're on
like
some shit. You're on
I
some
was
you're on some
I had
heavy shit.
I had 4 adrenaline shots. They gave me 4 fucking adrenaline shots.
Damn.
Painkillers as well. It was fucking crazy, man.
You were high as fuck.
2 months I slept on only this side of my head. So I was like flying, you know, just like Jesus and just sleeping like that for a month and a half. Because one, I couldn't bend my arms at all, couldn't bend my legs at all, couldn't move my head at all, because one over here, and one over here as well. Couldn't move my head at all.
Bro, what the fuck? How did I not notice, bro?
I'm just like so many fucking times.
Bro,
so
like
many times.
That's like also, you know my memory.
That's my craziest story.
You know my memory back in high school, dog. Like, well, that weed I was smoking, my boy. Like, you're probably telling me, and I was like, dude,
yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
That's the craziest story I've ever had, and from there on, it's just like I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Goddamn.
We were just talking about like the importance of just failing and making mistakes, and your dad was just like, man, go break your shit, go learn about life.
We're talking about parents because because protecting like from the mistakes, like we don't want to make. So my mom was like the opposite. My dad was like that. I was like go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Like do your thing, see what happens. And from there on, bro, I haven't fucking downhill. But once I see a downhill bike, man, I piss my shit. Bro. Like it's disgusting. Like I just started it's so bad.
Yeah, you traumatized.
How old are you?
Shit.
How old were you?
I was like 13, 14.
Was it like a year before you moved to Brussels or something? Or?
It was in 7th grade, so I was like 13.
Okay.
Somewhere of 7th grade. I probably turned 14 by then.
Yeah. Mad, bro.
It was mad.
Thank God you went through that, bro. Like it's just part of your experience, part of your arc.
Dude, I was with no helmet, man. I was like fucking saved. I could have been done.
You were with no helmet.
I was no helmet. That was no helmet.
I didn't get that. I thought your dad bought you a helmet.
We were coming from the downhill spot. And we're just gliding through. And I was like, summer, I'm not gonna be wearing a helmet during like my like. It was like going home, you know. It was the street going home, but the street going home is like so fucking steep, you know. And you're just like cruising it, just straight downhill, you know.
What happened?
No obstacles. I looked behind and just my bar started wiggling. I put my hands on it. The bar did like this, like the tire like just stopped and like very cool. I just flew over the fucking bike, the metal shit, and then like boom.
Holy shit, dude! You basically had like the speed wobbles on a bike, kind of. Like
pretty much speed wobbles on the bike. My helmet, because when you put your helmet like that, so you don't carry it, you put it over here on your elbow, like put your arm into the helmet. My helmet was on my fucking arm.
I guess it protected your elbow.
Did not protect my elbow. My elbow was fucked. But yeah, man, that was like what we call it in Bulgarian, the little devil.
Yeah,
that was the little devil.
It's good, man. It's good. Thank fuck shit like that happens. Imagine for some reason everything was just like perfect, like perfect. As in like you know what I'm saying? Like there's another thing there. You don't fall. You don't trip up. You don't feel bad. You don't get heartbroken.
Yeah,
like, bro, that would lack meaning in any way.
Yeah. But the thing is, you don't. But the thing is, you don't get like okay, like I had a time like a year or two where I was scared of like generally, like scared of like doing anything that comes to like something might happen here, you know. But after a while, I just stopped giving a fuck, man. Started snowboarding, started skating with you guys. I fucking broke my fucking toe in the Airbnb.
This dude broke his toe like a few months ago. We went snowboarding. He broke his toe like kicking a ball or some shit.
Dude, yeah. I tried stealing a bowl from Ali, one of our homies.
Shout
And I
out.
tried stealing it. Shout out to Ali, bro. My homie Ali. And I don't remember what happened. Like I jumped, but I slipped and just my toe, all my weight went on my toe like that. I just fucking broke it.
Did you actually like break it?
I it's broken. If I show you
Didn't
my
know.
toe, like
Didn't know.
my
Though.
toe just stays straight like that. It just doesn't do anything. It's just straight. And that's the funny part, man. Like you snowboarded for 3 days. Like I ate shit. Like because obviously like I'm gonna try some shit, you know. I ate shit on the snow, you know. Like we went on like fucking red piece and shit like that. They were like fucking heavy ice stuff. And I ate shit. And I didn't break anything. I go to Alex Airbnb, try stealing a bowl from Ali, I break my fucking toe, man. Tell me how the fuck that happens.
Of course, it's always in the ways you least expect it.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
when you don't.
I mean,
I
broke my wrist doing like the stupidest shit. Like when I started snowboarding, I had like this teacher who would show me like the basic tricks, like ollie, nollie, 360, 180, and all this bullshit. And like I used to like start and learn how to do them, like jump and get confident on the jumps and shit like that. And like I was doing something, you know, and then I broke my wrist standing still, falling from standing still, bro, on the snow.
No way.
Yeah, standing
like,
still, bro.
like falling
just
backwards.
Yeah, like I had the both feet locked to the board, so like of course like on the snow the balance not up. Like I slipped, put my wrist down, and I just broke it.
That's what I'm saying,
bro. Just like that, falling like standing still, bro. It's fucked.
That's what I'm saying. Because when you're like in the really high adrenaline activities, like when you're actually like fucking flying on some shit and you know that there is danger involved, you're so in the present moment that like even if you like fuck up, man, it's like your body just knows what to do, like how to protect yourself. You put your shit down, you know, but it's when you're not paying attention, when you're like, oh yeah, I'm safe right now. You're like maybe looking around, like, and you go, oh shit, I'm slipping. And it's like, oh. When was that?
That was like I was 11, 12, something like that.
And knock on wood, man. Knock on this wood. I have never broken anything.
Every wood.
Yeah, all the woods, bro.
Oh, bro, you feel me? The wobbly finger, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking wobbly finger.
Man, this dude will pull up with that. He'll pull up with that like parties. Like no one knows him there. Like there's like some new people we never met. He's like, yo guys.
Dude, that was the best. That was the best like friend
party
trick.
Shit. It's a party trick.
Because they're like, how the fuck you do that, man? I'm like, bro, like I broke it 2 times.
That's mad, bro.
By the way, I think we should start to wrap it up a bit because we've been going for more than an hour.
Sure, gotta go climb, man.
Yeah, dude, we're definitely gonna have to do a part 2 with you, Puff, bro. Like, there's just too many things to talk about, you know. Like,
there's too many things, man.
Yeah, facts, bro.
Whatever you guys say, man, I'd be happy to be here to talk to you guys, man, because I really feel like I'm letting some stress out. Like,
no, 100%, bro. That's the whole goal. Yeah. Once we open up the Discord, bro, like we'll be doing a bunch of shit there, just sharing stuff.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sick, man. It's gonna be so fun.
By the way, Discord is coming very soon.
Yes.
Discord very
soon. When we're gonna post this one?
I don't know. I'm thinking because now we have the name, we should slap it all on like the platforms. So I think as soon as like this audio is good, I'm just gonna like compress the audio and for the last one as well, and maybe we can just post them at the same time. And yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know how long it takes. When you post a song, it takes like a couple of days. I'm not sure with podcasts, since there's no like music, do they clear it? Yeah. Like, do they listen to what you have to say? Like, what, you know?
Honestly,
they're probably very soon. Very soon. Maybe like the next few days.
OBS. I really advise you to use OBS. It's gonna be way easier. And you guys are gonna be able to use any platform you fucking want, like Discord, whatever you guys fucking think of. You just slap on the OBS in the background. You fucking start recording. and
Is it
the
free?
fucking it's free, it's free, and the quality is really fucking good. That's why I used to stream on Twitch.
But that's the
OBS,
thing.
everybody,
But can you
it-
call on there? Like, or do you have to call on another app and then OBS records it?
OBS records, like you tell OBS what to record.
Mhm.
OBS can record one of your screens, like mine. I can set it to record my second or my first screen. I can set it to record a specific app. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking streamer app. It's a Twitch streamer app. You have all these options of choosing what to stream on audio, whatever.
I guess the struggle for us is finding the other app, like a good app that lets us
Discord.
talk. But does Discord have video calls?
Yeah.
Yep.
And is like the audio quality like solid on there? Like how is
Solid. Discord is one of the best like apps for like communicating, like speaking and shit like that. Everybody just uses Discord, man.
we should look into
Yeah.
it, man. We should definitely look into them.
Yeah, we'll just learn shit and we'll figure out what's best.
Yeah, but thanks for the tip. We'll write that down. OBS.
OBS, man.
That's cool. Hey man, fucking thank you for being on here, bro, and just being
Thank
so
you for
open
inviting
with
me, guys.
everything. Like for real
course,
talk,
man.
I
That's what-
learned so much. I know you, and like I've learned so much about you now, and like your experience. Because sometimes when you're like out and about and we're doing something, we're like skating. It's hard for you to like maybe super go in depth. And I mean, we obviously have like deeper convos, but especially now that we all live in different places, it can be
Yeah,
hard,
dude.
you know. Like life just goes
Yeah.
on. So having like this space where it's
Yeah.
like we're here to talk and we like
Yeah.
get each other's ideas, our experiences. It's beautiful. Bro.
Yeah.
So thanks for
The hard
opening
part
up,
is
man.
like, yeah, of course. The hard part is like being ready to talk, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
building up the confidence of you telling. Because like you remember when you came here to Bulgaria when we went to basketball, I told Joe guys like, I'm gonna get depressed.
Yeah,
Shit like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
But that's on a deeper level. Like I was just sharing like just small layer of what's actually happening in my life.
Yeah, but dude,
That's
thank
why
you.
I'm ready to like I'm ready to share. I'm ready for like people to like connect with the story, like have a similar, if they're having a similar experience, issues or problems, like just honestly, man, they can like text me, we can talk, like whatever, man. Whatever it
Yeah, and
is.
the Discord is gonna be exactly for this. Like,
Discord
we're
is
gonna have
gonna be
all the
exactly
people.
like this.
Yeah,
You-
like
you
all
can have all the
the
servers. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
about
have like
anything.
sub little servers for like
Yeah.
different topics.
Yeah,
Man, it's gonna be
everything.
sick. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
fucking
Gonna be
what
sick.
school should have taught us, basically.
Exactly.
Like-
exactly.
Like imagine if
We're
every
gonna have
kid knew that stuff, how to meditate, how to deal with their emotions, the importance of presence.
Dude,
Like-
exactly.
Yeah,
Sub server for meditation.
Yeah,
Server
yeah, yeah.
for people to share their art projects.
yeah, that's exactly
Dude,
it.
ideas.
literally exactly what it's gonna be.
Everything, man.
Yeah.
Everything. And people can just
And it's gonna be open source. It's
open
not like
your mind.
only we decide. If people are like, "Oh, we should do a sub server for this," we're doing it. Like we like
Exactly.
everyone-
vote on it, bro. We do it.
Yeah, man.
You do it.
Yep.
No, we
That's
do
gonna be
it.
pretty much
We
it,
do
man.
it. We all do it.
We
bro.
do
do
it
it.
all together.
There's no I on the team, but nah, but real shit, man. Thanks for that. And dude, when you were like deep talking about like that sort of like your like the journey of like your sort of like depressive like episode and how it was going, when you were like into like the panic attacks, and when you're really good at like describing things and making us like feel what you felt. Like I was there, like I felt it, man. I felt the heaviness, I felt the thoughts, you know, when everything just like, because I mean we've all felt it to different degrees and stuff, and so it's like it just, I could feel it, and I was like, whoa, like it was amazing. It was like really educational and just like real, you know. It was just raw.
Exactly,
When we
man.
were talking about it, like the importance of just being raw and like authentic and not caring about like how you're perceived, you did that, you know. So one love.
And I mean, I
Thank
know,
you, man.
I know,
Thank you.
I know like a few people that are gonna probably watch this episode that are going through a little bit of the same shit you've been through, and I hope this shit can help them.
I hope it helps them.
That's the whole
I
point.
hope it helps them.
That's the whole
And I
point.
just, if they're gonna be watching this, man, just stay strong, man. Everything's gonna be right. Just do you. Just think about yourself. Be a little bit selfish. Be selfish. It's good to be selfish.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good to be selfish sometimes. Think of
The
yourself
good amount.
sometimes.
The good amount.
Yeah, good amount.
Yeah.
Don't be
You have
selfish
to
in a way.
you have to fill your cup up before you can like let anyone else.
Exactly. You have to learn. You have to learn how to love yourself first before loving someone else. You cannot be like it's the same thing for your body. You cannot care for your body if you don't learn how to love your body. It's like you just have to. You just have to be okay with your body. You just have to love who you are, and then you're gonna start thinking, and you're gonna start receiving messages from your body. Okay, like you should start eating better, blah blah, blah, and so on and so on and so on. So like if anybody that watches this podcast wants to like message me about anything, like problems they're having, man. If they want some like fucking tips from my psychologist, I'm gonna be like a little messenger pigeon, bro. Like I'm gonna help you guys, man.
We'll have your
Like,
contacts in the description, like everything, your Insta.
I have
sure.
I have a ton of shit. I have a ton of readings. I have a ton of books, a ton of exercises you guys can do. Tony can help with meditation. He helped me with meditation. He was just like, man, just do it. I mean, honestly, the only tip you can just get is like, just do it. Just meditate. Just breathe.
That's all it is.
That's pretty much it. It's nothing. It's no fucking physics, man. Fuck physics. Goddamn. Fucking
No, but real
shit.
shit. That's dope, man. That's dope. There's a lot of people going through stuff like this, like all the time.
Yeah.
I get messages. I have friends have panic attacks literally with me, like just like I was the only one there that could like help them. And I wasn't prepared. It just happened and out of nowhere. Thankfully, like I had, like exactly. I had like some knowledge about breathing exercises, meditation, and I managed to help this person. But like it was crazy when it happened. Like I was like, wow, because it was just like getting into like spirituality and meditation and self, like all this stuff, and I knew how bad it's gonna get, and it's probably gonna get worse before it gets better. It's like when it comes to like the average like depression stuff, it might have to get worse until it tips over to like really like becoming mainstream, like the stuff we're talking about becoming more mainstream. So I knew that's gonna happen, but then when it happened to like my friend just like next to me, I was like, whoa, this is real. Like it's our battle, you know. But it's like when you're in a plane, man, like if like a plane starts crashing or some shit, they always tell you put your mask first before you can help your kids, even like your grandma, because if you don't do that, it's like, oh my god, I need to help them, you're gonna pass out and then you can't even help them, and then now they're fucked. So it's like same shit. If you're going through some shit, bro, zone in on you first, like 100%. Like by you improving yourself and figuring out your own blockages, traumas, difficulties, that's actually the most selfless thing you can do in the long term. It's like a paradox, you know. But yeah,
it's called the superhero syndrome. So that's us wanting to help other people, but that's actually just breaking ourselves. That's not helping. Okay, it's helping others in a way, but it's not helping yourself. If you're feeling shit, you can't really help. So you like whoever is interested, they can look up the superhero syndrome. It's literally that you put your emotions and your thoughts on the side, so as if they don't matter, and you just put other people's like problems, emotions, issues, and
like
try
above.
making them feel better above yours. Yeah, exactly. And that's really important, man. Yeah, and just like just the whole depression thing, like people not really acknowledging that they might be depressed is like the worst thing that can honestly happen. Because you can be depressed and you might not know it. You might be like happy and you might not know that you're having panic attacks on the daily. You might be just like, oh, okay, I just feel sad, but like on a deeper level, we're just having like really strong panic attacks. And honestly, what you said for the breathing, if like nobody takes me, nobody wants to text me, it's just breathing. Whatever you have a panic attack, just breathe and drink water. Like 15 minutes breathing, slow fucking breathing, because it's all about the heartbeat. Panic attacks, just they your heartbeat just starts like it just accelerates, you know. And it's like
then you're like hyper aware. It's like the feedback you were saying, like, oh my god, my heart's beating too fast. So then you get
exactly.
You get super worried, and then it goes even more, and then you can't even breathe. You're like,
fuck. And then you just calm your breathing, man. From the nose, out of the mouth. You just drink some water because water really helps. It's not like, oh, it's just water. Why would I drink it? Water actually helps. I don't know why. I haven't looked into it. My psychologist said it. I believe him. It fucking worked every time.
I think it's the fact of like how do you say, like
Swallowing?
swallowing something. Yeah.
Swallowing. Yeah,
I
probably.
think it's probably
just-
connected to that.
Yeah,
Because
it
like it
just
distracts your
wakes you
brain.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
distracts your brain. Yeah, wakes you up. Yeah, so that's like a really important tip. Breathing in water, man. Panic attacks. Fuck panic
Yeah.
attacks.
You heard it here first, man. And also the Wim Hof breathing. Like, if you can manage to do the Wim Hof breathing on a daily basis, it's not just for cold showers and stuff. It's literally like helps people with anxiety and
Yeah.
panic attacks. Because it's just we don't know how to breathe nowadays, man. We breathe too shallow. People don't know how to breathe.
Yeah.
So we're more prone to stuff like that. So
And honestly,
ground
like,
yourself with your breath.
yeah, and honestly, go experience some nature, man. Nature is nature is something that fucking humbles you, man.
Yeah.
Fucking humbles you like a motherfucker. Just go have a walk in the fucking park. You can
Walk barefoot. Go walk barefoot somewhere.
man. Just sit down and look at the fucking trees, and you're like, holy shit! Like my problems and whatever I'm going through is such a small thing out of everything like that surrounds me and what makes me me. It's crazy. It's hella crazy.
It's mad.
So yeah, man. I hope the people took some notes, bro.
Yeah. Some mental notes at least.
Exactly, man. Some mental notes, some tattoo ideas, bro. Some quotes.
Now, that's the thing I found with podcasts. A lot of times I would re-listen to a podcast I've heard like months ago, and like completely different things resonate, you know? Because a lot of times you're listening to while you're doing something walking. So yeah, man. Just really try to feel what we're saying, what Paf's saying. And the more you embody the message, I feel like the more you understand. Because if you just understand it here and you're just paying attention here, it's cool. That's not bad. But if you can embody a message and like really feel the emotions that Paf is talking about and we're talking about, it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level.
Yeah. I feel like we could do something that could be really good. Like I saw it on many other podcasts. Like they have the whole podcast like 1 hour 30 or 2 hours or whatever. And then they take out like 3 or 4 short videos of 2 minutes, like little sections of like highlights of the podcast. And they post it separately.
Yeah.
So like for like people who don't want to go through the whole 1 hour and a half, they can just check it out.
100%. Like for example, like that part where like Paf was really going in depth into like that stuff. Like for someone that even is in that space, maybe they don't even have the mental capacity and energy to listen to the whole podcast. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, how am I gonna stress? Like what? You know?
Yeah, it just and honestly, guys, fucking change your music, man. Music really fucking determines how you fucking feel.
Yeah.
Tino knows what kind of music I listen to normally. I don't listen to that music anymore.
Yeah.
People know I listen
talk
to
about
Suicide
that
Boys
shit.
on the daily. I just listen to Suicide Boys on the daily, man.
Yeah.
Like people that talk about drug obsessions, depression, killing themselves, and so on and so on. That really fucking matters. That really matters. I started listening to like rock, fucking Red Hot Chili. I mean, in the rock songs you have like fucking shit they talk about.
Just lighter stuff, lighter energy.
Shit, but it's lighter energy. I listen to jazz. It's just just do a little switcheroo on the music taste.
Dude,
you might feel better about it.
That's huge, man. I've talked about that with the homies so much, like that whole Suicide Boy shit. Like, 100%. Because the thing is, when they're making these songs, they're embodying the feelings that they're experiencing. They feel they want to express it, and maybe the only way they don't actually commit suicide is because they made it, like they express it.
Yeah,
so that's beautiful. I don't knock that. That's amazing. But listening to that constantly, it's gonna program you. Like you're gonna feel more like them. You know. So
man. I listen to that on daily. Whenever I had a headphone in, that's Suicide Boys right there.
Yeah, for real. Man, we have there's so many podcast ideas that are just coming in my head.
So many.
The importance of music, frequency, nature, like
frequency, man. Frequency, man.
It's all frequency, man.
It's all frequency, man.
Oh.
But yeah, dude. I was really happy being with you guys, but I really have to go.
Yeah.
It's been very good.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Gotta go climb some walls.
Thanks so much, Paf. Thank you, Tats. Thank you guys just for the space that we're creating, and it's beautiful, man. It's just the start. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It is the start of a big journey that hopefully is gonna help many people.
Yeah.
And we just welcome anybody to the Discord.
Yes.
Hopefully,
Yes,
when
please.
this video will be ready to go out, the Discord will be ready too.
Yeah.
And just jump in it. You can go talk to Paf, talk to me, talk to
Talk to
Tino,
us,
talk
yeah.
to anybody you want, and just chill.
Yeah.
You know.
Facts. Even if you just need a place to just write something, just express your emotions. Not even a question. You just want a place to just express how you were feeling. Maybe you don't have anyone to talk to, or you're not used to like journaling to yourself and you find that weird or whatever. Just express yourself. So One love. Last message, Paf. Last message if you have, just call it out. Oh, yeah.
One last message.
No, I mean whatever, just a greeting, whatever you just want to. We're closing it off. So
just love yourself.
Yeah, good one.
Love yourself.
Simple.
Love yourself.
Simple, not always
Simple as
easy,
that.
but it's as simple
Not
as
easy
that.
at all.
Yeah.
It's a whole path. It's a whole path.
But it's not as simple as we think.
No,
Not as simple as
simple in words, really hard in like doing it. Yeah.
That's the best journey you can go on.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much. If you've made it out to here, man, mad love.
You're an OG. You're an OG.
Yeah, for real. Like, you went through like 2 Zoom pauses, fucking flow breaks,
exactly.
Everything.
Ski lift position switches. If you're watching,
exactly.
Yeah, hope you got value from it. We're gonna keep getting better. Keep bringing you more stories. There's so many cool people that want to hop on, and it's gonna be beautiful. So, one love. And
thank you guys.
cheeky night. Thank you so much.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Love.